What is up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Marvel Legends series, and this is the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Peter Parker. This wave is actually based off of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and I think it's based off of part 2, which we should be getting soon. I'm not sure of the actual release date. Gotta be honest, guys, I kind of live under a rock. I'm so out of touch with the outside world that I'm not up on upcoming movies and releases and all that stuff. So you guys seen this card before. We have Miles Morales, we have Spider-Man 2099, and we have Spider-Gwen there on the top. We have Across the Spider-Verse Spider-Man logo, Marvel Legends series, and it says inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. On the back here we have all 7 figures from the wave. So we have Miles Morales, we have Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Punk, Peter Parker, Miles G. Morales, and Paviter Prabhakar. I guess I said that right. I am so bad with names, and yeah, I can barely pronounce my own name sometimes. But other than that, guys, I love these retro cards. As you can possibly see in the background there, I have them all across my wall everywhere. And I try to keep them on card. This is actually my son's. So he likes to open up his and kind of play around with it like a kid should. So we'll start with accessories. So he actually comes with a masked Spider-Man head sculpt, which is pretty cool. Just plain red. No paint or anything like that. Just his eyes. Everything else is just kind of molded plastic or sculpted plastic head. Be kind of cool if it was like kind of panel line or painted, but kind of is what it is, I guess. And as for the hands, we get the same web design here that we're used to seeing with Spider-Man. Pretty cool. And let's get down to the figure. Awesome Peter Parker head sculpt. I like it. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty goofy. A very long face. I love the head sculpt. I think they done a great job on that. The face sculpt is good as well. Awesome paint application. The eyes are nice. Eyebrows and all that stuff are painted nicely. There's actually a few different colors in the paint to highlight all the detail in the paint, so they did an awesome job on that. Getting down to the figure itself, though, not a lot of paint. This is red plastic. Bit of this stuff is painted blue on the top part here. And we can see that this is actually blue plastic here with red paint over it. So it's a combination of red and blue plastic. The pants itself is all blue plastic, no paint there. And we get down to the boots. The boots are just red plastic as well. So very minimal paint on this one. Obviously the Spider-Man symbol is painted. And then on the back here, like I previously mentioned, all this part here is painted. And they actually matched up the paint pretty good. Is there a slight color difference? It is. In the bright lighting, or in normal lighting, I should say, you're not going to pick up on it that much. I do have quite a bit of lighting on this one here now. And like I said, you really have to kind of look for it to pick up on the difference. It's a bit more glossy, we'll say. But yeah, other than that, man, this one looks good. This is actually the first Marvel Legends that I reviewed on the channel in quite some time. And Marvel Legends is the first action figure that I started collecting. And I have a lot of Marvel Legends. Over the past year or two, though, I've been cutting back on Marvel Legends and only buy your Spider-Mans, my Wolverines, Hulks, and that kind of stuff. So very selective over Marvel Legends, but very excited to have a extra copy of this to do a review on. So we had a closer look at this one all over. Now let's get down to my favorite part, articulation. My kids make fun of me because I love articulation. So we have a ball and hinge here, so that goes back this far. Looks kind of awkward, but yeah, also range of motion goes back this far, down this far, and you have some side to side, and your rotation all the way around. As for the shoulders, these shoulders, I actually soaked this one in hot water for quite some time, but the shoulders are still super stiff, so I can only get them to go up this far. I don't like how much stress you actually have to put on this little peg here to try to get his shoulders up. You have to put quite a lot of pressure to even get the shoulders up this far. If you do want to raise up his arms, kind of put one finger on the bottom here, right where this little hinge joint is too. So put one finger here and kind of put it on the shoulder, push down on the shoulder, and try to pry it up that way. Please don't put your finger on the actual arm and kind of push up. You will snap off this little peg. Now the plastic on this one feels nice. It is a softer plastic, so I think the arm will probably just pop off as opposed to breaking. But that's a chance that I'm not going to take. So if you guys do have a stiff figure or stiff shoulder joint and you can't get it to move, then soak it in some hot water and try to loosen it up that way. So yeah, the shoulder goes up this far. There's rotation at the base. We have a swivel here, and we have double jointed elbows, which you get a fantastic range of motion out of. As for the wrist, you have your typical hinge, which goes back this far, forward this far, all the way around. And for the upper body, we have a ball joint here that goes back this far, forward this far, so restricted going forward. We do have some side to side, goes all the way around, all that good stuff. We have a little crunch here as well, which goes back this far, forward this far. So two of them combined. Peter Parker goes down this far, and two of them combined goes back this far. So pretty decent range of motion. I like it. I think it's sufficient enough. For his legs, it goes out this far, no complete split. I think there is a little drop down joint. Yeah, it's a little drop down joint. You can get a little bit of that articulation. Still no complete split though. Not a bad range of motion. Goes forward this far, so very, very good high kick. Goes back this far. Decent range of motion going back here. We have a upper thigh cut. We have double jointed knees, which awesome range of motion out of the knees. And we have a cut right here, so that spins all the way around. Foot goes back, forward, and you got your hinge there that spins all the way around. We have two little peg holes on the bottom, and that pretty much wraps up articulation, guys. What do you guys think? So far, so good. I like it. Take off of that Peter Parker head sculpt. Smack on Spider-Man. Hopefully this one pops on nice. Ow. Second time's a charm. Come on, baby. These pegs make me nervous. Oh my god, this feels like it's gonna snap. Gotta do it off camera. Took a lot more effort, even though I did heat this one up, but it's starting to cool down now. Yeah, man, this one looks good. It's a long, tall, lanky Spider-Man. I like it. As far as the suit goes, it feels very classic, like very original Spider-Man. Not exactly, but close enough. I think it's the spider symbol on the back there that just makes me feel like it's an older version of Spider-Man. I like it though. I love the suit. Very classic appearance, and yeah, man, looks awesome. Decent head sculpt, liking the eyes, paint it nicely, and yeah, man, what else can you ask for out of a Spider-Man figure, let alone a animated Spider-Man movie figure? So the only downside, there's very little paint on this one, like I previously mentioned, but there is a lot of places where they could have actually put a little bit more paint on. That's probably one of my major nitpicks with this, is the lack of paint down here. I know that it's actually sculpted here, and it may make it a little bit difficult to kind of have it sculpted all the way around, but at the same time it does look kind of weird when you bend this one down and back like so. And as for the elbows as well, like I previously mentioned, red plastic, blue paint. I'm not a fan of how to use the blue joints, and yeah, the red just kind of shows through. Like I said, very nitpicky. Maybe it's not a big deal for you guys. I mean, we've been seeing it for years out of Hasbro, so like I'm not totally surprised, but it does kind of look a little bit weird, I guess. But depends on how picky you are, and nothing too serious that would prevent me from buying this one. And I definitely still recommend it. So that's it, guys. If you want to change out the hands, that just pulls out, pop the other one back in. You guys have Marvel Legends. I mean, I don't need to tell you how to change hands. So once again, I almost forgot to do some comparisons. Alright, first off, for comparisons, we'll do Peter Parker from Into the Spider-Verse. This was a cool figure as well. I really like this one, with his jogging pants on and all that good stuff. Two different kinds of shoes. This one is a tad bit shorter than Peter B. Parker. Still pretty cool though. And we do have Miles Morales from part 1. And we can see that Peter B. Parker is a fair bit taller. The only other figure that we have from this wave that I'm yet to review is the Miles G. Morales. We can see that Peter Parker is a fair bit taller than Miles G. Morales. This is a very cool figure as well. Really like this one. Can't wait to get my own copy. Once again, this is my son, so I'm stealing his toys. And we'll do one more side-by-side comparison. We have the Marvel Legends celebrating 80 years, and this is Wolverine. And if you are familiar with the channel, you know that Wolverine is my favorite comic book character of all time. How can you not love Wolverine? Peter Parker is taller, which he should be, but man, Wolverine, such a big, bulky, muscular character, and this figure is probably one of the bigger versions of Wolverine that we've seen so far. So yeah, a big side-by-side comparison. So we can see Peter Parker is quite skinny. And if you really want to mix it up, here we have a figurized model kit, and this is Kaiju number 8. And if you really, really want to get weird with it, here we have NECA Elf figure, which is a very cool figure. Which I actually have this one on my anime shelf, which I don't know why, but either way, it's kind of cool. And one more comparison we'll do the SH figure. It's Goku from Dragon Ball GT. And oddly enough, as small as this guy is, one of my favorite figures that I own in my collection as well. So that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. I highly recommend this one. I think Hasbro did a killer job on this one. I think they did a great job. Fantastic figure, feels good, with the exception of the shoulder joints. A few minor paint nitpicks that I think they could have did a better job at, but overall, man, a solid Spider-Man figure that my son is happy to have in his collection, and I'll be definitely trying to add one to my collection as well. As always, my friends, let me know in the comments below what you think of this figure. What do you think of our review? If you liked the review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, my friends, we hope you enjoyed this review, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep collecting, stay safe, go buy some toys.